YouTube, do you remember before Norska had mammoths and Famir warriors and all the other fancy stuff, and Surtha Ek was the thing of nightmares in your campaigns as you fought stack after stinking stack of chariot marauder horseman spam? Oh, well, guess what? He's back. Not really, but this army is in honor of Surtha Ek, the character of your nightmares, the one that made you rage quit so many campaigns as you took on stack after stack after stack of chaos, chariot, spam, trolls, and marauder horsemen. So yep, here is the Surtha Ek honorary Norska army, which is going to be fielded by the Fallen One. So he's got a marauder chieftain on a chariot, so Surtha Ek now on a chariot. And there's a whole bunch of Ice Wolf chariots. Now, these are interesting units. They have a rage mechanic, which starts adding leadership and then eventually damage the longer they stay in melee. There is a Shaman Sorcerer, Lore of Fire. There are some Marauder Horsemen spread throughout the map. There's a couple with axes, and there's a Horse Master spread in here somewhere too. Now, the Wood Elves forward deployed some Deepwood Scouts right in the same place as the Marauder Horse Masters and the ones with throwing axes over here. So the Wood Elves also taking a barrage. Let me just slow it down here. Let's just kind of show you the armies that are out here. The Wood Elves, led by Orion, they've got some Deepwood Scouts. They have a couple of Hagbane-tipped Glade Guards. Hawkeye's a Drakira, several Eternal Guard up front. A couple of Wildwood Rangers in the back, an odd pick. I miss the days when these guys had bonus versus large. It made them much more useful. And then you have a Spellsinger here, which is the Lore of Life. And then back here, probably one of the coolest looking units in the game. I mean, if not the coolest looking unit in the game, is the Firebark Elders. Holy crap. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's go look at the Empire. So the Empire over here has got a couple of Outriders with grenade launchers. In the very back, there are some swordsmen and great swords. There's 2 Witch Hunters, an interesting pick. 3 units of Reiksguard. And then right up here, we have a melty metal sandwich. It is Balthasar Melt. He melts his enemies, and like I said, he's also got a namesake sandwich that we want CA. Ooh! Come here for the battle, stay for the views. Balthasar looks better than he is. Don't be fooled by the advertisement, folks. Now let's go check on the last army here, Skaven, led by a high circuit here. So he's going to have some Skaven slaves up front. I mean, why not? Leadership of these armies is all right. This is a Skaven box, folks. Talk about weak and squishy. A Skaven noob box here in the woods with some clan rat spears. There are some plague monk censer bearers amidst some Skaven slave slingers. There's a warlock here who's got his warp stone armor. That could be handy in melee. A plague claw catapult and a warp lightning cannon. The Skaven, they are led by Queek Headtaker. Interesting choice. It's a lord who doesn't offer much, in my opinion. We've got a plague priest back here on the furnace. And then 2 storm vermin with halberds deep in the woods. So let's hit play, and let's see how this plays out. This is a free-for-all, obviously, if you all hadn't picked that up. We got Mel Gibson over here, who's going to come under a withering rocket barrage from the Empire, who mercilessly attacks the Wood Elves, while they are very concerned about all the chariots. Chariots, a very, very good weapon against the elves, if the elves do not bring the appropriate counters. They do have the Firebark Elders. That'll be a good one. But what they could really use here is Azray Spears backed up by some Wild Riders. That would put a very quick end to the chariots. Just look at the barrage. The 2 rocket batteries from the Empire just laying it down. And amidst the chaos, pun intended, here comes Norska. Charging in from the right flank comes the Ice Wolf chariots. Make it sound like a boxing match here. Charging in from the right flank, we have the Ice Wolf chariots at, I don't know what their mass is, someone makes it at 1,000 mass. Oh, a burning head. Look at this, the front line was held by chariots, and a burning head here dropped by the Shaman Sorcerer Lore of Fire. And it does get quite a bit of work done. For a moment there, Fallen One took over into first place. Now the chariots up front kind of being wasted. There's a lot of units tying them down, but But the chariots in the back getting into some juicy, juicy elf scraps. Way Watchers of Drakira. Oh yeah, there's a lot of tasty targets in here, and the Ice Wolf chariots very much having a good time. A good time indeed. Skaven and Empire having a little bit of a range standoff over here, other than the Empire pitching in this fight over here. All those Reiksguard could easily put an end to these chariots, especially while fixed over here, but the Empire looking after its own, other than the artillery barrage. And Surtha Ek himself, oh, this boy's having a time. He's having a time on the battlefield. He remembers when he rampaged across the north, before Wulfrik the Pretender, before Throgg, the big ugly troll. Surtha Ek, folks, Surtha Ek. Look at that, that's 2 decapitated elves while you watch too, and he knows it. He's keeping score. This battle is pure entertainment for me. I love the nonsense builds in FFA. It's fun. You take a risk when you bring crazy stuff like this, but it can be very fun. FFAs are nuts. You don't know how they're going to end, and so I think that's why it's kind of fun to every now and then just break out something different, something that people don't expect. These Marauder Horse Masters and some other ones go, they're going to get tagged by some Wildwood Rangers. I don't know that that's going to end well. Let's go check this side of the battlefield. We got some Skaven Warp Lightning. Look out, boys. Storm's coming. Warpstone Storm. The 2 Witch Hunters up here. That's an interesting one. And then they're hit with Orion's special ability back here. Yeah, you can see the elves got wrapped up hard by the Ice Wolf chariots. The only thing that's left is the Firebark Elders and Orion. On this side of the battlefield, though, the Empire really hitting Skaven with the barrage, and Skaven's artillery, the Warp Lightning Cannon, having trouble finding targets. They can shoot at Balthasar Melt, but the Plague Claw Catapult, really the only thing that's going to be able to get work done from back here. The Rocket Battery is getting a lot of opportunities to fire off all their ammo. I mean, Skaven targets, though, pick your poison. They're all worthless. I guess you just go for the artillery. Orion, oh! Speaking of rage quitting from Surtha Ek, we had a quit. So the Wood Elves threw in the towel and all their units shattered. Orion was in pretty good health still. He still could have caused a lot of damage, but he just quits. So Surtha Ek, even though he's no longer the thing, he's still causing rage quits. Oh, look at these nade launchers. Getting some work done against that Skaven front line. Char-grilled rat, anyone? I hear it's a real delicacy if you're into nasty, disgusting, rotten food. Poor Skaven. They need some help. They need some help. CA, please patch. Give us some lords. Give us some help. Oh, look at that, though. That pestilent breath. It's looking good. Man, this game is beautiful. I love FFA because you get all kinds of action here. So it looks like the Surtha Ek army is moving in, kind of in behind the Empire here, while the Empire is busy with the front line of Skaven. Censer Bearers are going to lay waste to that greatsword. So should do pretty well. Queek Head Takers over here getting owned by Witch Hunters. Apparently now they're Rat Hunters. All the while, the Chariot army over here taking out the rocket batteries, and there was Reiksguard nearby, so Balthasar's army not being, oh, look at this flaming head right across both his enemies, the Shaman Sorcerer with no mercy. It probably charred the Skaven worse than the Empire because the Empire had some armor, but still a brutal spell. And that racked up some pretty serious points for the Fallen One. Here comes the Reiksguard. Now he's going to trap these chariots in here. He's got the chariots trapped along with the Shaman Sorcerer, so this is bad news for the Norskins. Skaven have got their Storm Vermin in here. They're supported by that Warlock Engineer. He is working his Mortis Engine magic with that warp stone armor. Got tongue-tied on that one for a minute. Excuse me. All these Axemen back here, though, this is going to be great. They're going to just tear into that Reiksguard. And then there's the Famir Warrior here. This is not a great weapon one. This is the Mist Stalkers because they can forward deploy, but they'll still do solid damage to an Empire Knight. They do armor-piercing damage. The Empire Knights don't have armor-piercing damage themselves. Looks like a spell being spun up here. Let's see what this is. Oh! It's gonna be the Skaven. I can't remember what that one's called. It's like blessed with filth or something. I can't remember what they call it. Oh, look at this. Surtha Ek abandoned his dreams on the Empire. No wonder he lost those other chariots, because this is where his focus is. Look at the soft, juicy center of this Skaven army left behind. Easy food for these ice wolves. They'll be so gorged on ice meat, or on rat meat, that they won't have to eat for a week. I don't know, unless some tasty dawe come along, then they might get in on that. Oh, poor doggos. It's okay. You'll be avenged. Check it out, the Skaven chasing these chariots out. 80 kills on the Marauder Chieftain. The Ice Wolf chariots definitely racking up the damage as the battle continues. Over here, the Empire and Skaven playing themselves out on each other, which honestly is just working out to the favor of Norskins right now. These Mist Stalkers are still here looking for more. It looks like they cleaned up a Reiksguard, which did come back from routing. The Swordman came back from routing. There's a Throwing Axe Marauder Horseman back there. You still got the Plague Priest here. But it looks like the Skaven's, Skaven Lord. No, he's still here. He's still here. Queek's back here. He's beat up, but he's there. Look at those Tremere Warriors, the Terror. Those things are going to be a nightmare in the late game. Here's another Skaven Vortex spell, but it's not gonna land at the Reiksguard here, chasing off these two Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes. Kind of sucks for Norska, but here comes the Marauder Chieftain. He might be able to help clean that up. Over here, this Marauder Ice Wolf chariot just can't get loose, and it is being routed. There's another one behind it, though. It hasn't routed yet. Still some chariots left. There's one back over here that's getting rid of some Outriders with grenade launchers. I don't know how they got caught by it. And here comes the Marauder Chieftain. He does armor-piercing damage. It's anti-infantry bonus, but it is armor-piercing damage. The Ice Wolf chariots have missile weapons that do armor-piercing. They don't have any left at this point. Oh, look at this, though. Look at the blob of Reiksguard, and right behind him is the throwing axes, so this is just going to turn into a stinking murder hole. All these Reiksguard just pinned up, and then the armor-piercing right in behind him there to clean up. That is not going to be a good place for the Reiksguard. You can see them getting picked at there and routed. So heavy cavalry being routed by a chariot and skirmish cavalry army. Back here, the Witch Hunter being unceremoniously escorted off the battlefield by the Vermintide. Kill Witch Hunter, yes, yes. Look at this, man. That single Skaven unit up front, he was like very, very gung-ho. Now, this may not look like a great engagement for these chariots, but I think they'll do fine. They have fear. They hit the Storm Vermin and terrified it immediately because of the Mist Stalkers coming in from behind, so this is a nice combo, and Skaven leadership's just going to crap out. There's no way it's going to hold up here, not with the Terror and attacked on the flank. Skavens can't be attacked from the front, much less the flank. So, GG. Let's see what the biggest challenge is left. Back here you've got some Reiksguard cleaning out what's left of the Skaven. The enemy lord is dead, so there goes Queaky Squeaky. He is out of here. However, let's see what else is left around. Balthasar Melt is back here. The question is, will he be the victor, or will he indeed get turned into that sandwich I mentioned? Man, I wish they would do some more with Balthasar. Don't get me wrong, he's decent, but I would really like to see him be the terrifying wizard that I feel like he should be. Just, he's always felt a little underrepresented to me. The only metal sorcerer that you have or a metal wizard you have access to in the Empire, it just feels like they should have done something special with him. Give him some special spells or something like some of the legendary casters get. Would have been really cool. Look at this, a full unit of Storm Vermin with halberds versus chariots and Tremere Warriors that have Terror. This ought to be a relatively short battle when it's decided to be fought. Sorry, Skaven. I don't have any particular hate for you, because, I mean, I'd like to have an awesome Skaven campaign, but you guys suck. You guys suck bad. Do you remember the early days of Warhammer 2? Playing that Vortex campaign with Skaven, and it was just stack after stack after stack of Saurus warriors from Kroq-Gar. Oh man, it was hard to get started. Here comes the Storm Vermin. Let's see how long they can hold out. Now this is interesting. It's going to be a blob charge from the Norskins. That'll actually favor the Skaven. The Skaven should have stopped and braced for the charge. They did not. I'm not sure if they're going to... I mean, their leadership's holding on here. Surprisingly. It's all the way down to 31, but it's not enough to rout. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, never mind. Bye-bye, Storm Vermin. This should be instant terror as soon as they get attacked in the back because of the Premier Warriors. Yep, it was instant. And the Premier Warriors routed at the same time, but not before they terrified the Storm Vermin. So, pretty close battle here. But, I mean, I don't know how Balthasar is going to take down all these chariot units. Unless he had, like, a final transmutation. I just don't see that happening. Now, those guys did have ammunition. Was it not showing it? I see them throwing stuff up there. Maybe it's the Marauder Horsemasters. Can't tell who's got... there's zero ammunition. It's got to be the Marauder Horsemasters. This music's epic, by the way. Let's go to Balthasar Cam. He's definitely gonna flee. I think he's got a Reiksguard over here that cleaned up all of the Skaven. Yeah, he does have a Reiksguard. I can see it back there. Balthasar's like, men of the Empire, please bail me out. I need it. That Warlock Engineer is still... His warp armor's working because he's in melee. That was nuts. Look, every time they go into melee with him, the warp armor starts working even though he's shattered. CA, please. Shameful display. The Reiksguard are taking damage every time they hit the Warlock Engineer. Talk about a parting gift from the Skaven. Sucks for the Reiksguard. Balthasar gonna dive in there and try and get him too. That Warlock Engineer, he just keeps on lasting and causing more damage. He got a lot of damage in before Balthasar KO'd him. Oh boy, here we go. This music is the perfect setting for this. The Reiksguard, why would they go into the forest? I guess they're scared of the javelins. They get a penalty in the forest, as do the chariots. You would think they'd want to take their open charge, because their charge is their biggest benefit, that and their armor. They're being harassed, but here come the chariots. It'll be a big battle here. There is no Famir warriors, so terror is out. There is fear on the Ice Wolf chariots. And the Reiksguard are not loving life right now. They got hit hard. Remember, the Marauder Chieftain is dealing armor-piercing damage, despite the fact that he has bonuses versus infantry. Balthasar is not going to like fighting that. Not that he has much armor himself, even though he's made of metal. I've repeatedly pointed that out, which is just an oddity to me. The man made of metal. 50 armor. 50 armor. See, again, that'd be another way to make Balthasar unique. Make his armor high. That's a rarity for casters. Ooh, final transmutation. Ouch. That's gonna hurt. So Balthasar was sitting on that extra magic, and goodbye chariots. They took a beating from that, but it was not an overcast one. So it didn't do a ton of damage to the Marauder Chieftain. If he had enough to overcast it, I don't know, that may have been able to help pull that one back. He did rout a significant number of their forces. He probably wants to be chasing this Marauder Horseman. Does he have another unit on the ground? He does have a Reiksguard hidden up here, so he doesn't have to go over here and try and save this one. And he really should have taken out these fleeing units, because Norska picked up one unit there that came back from routing, and possibly more. If they regain their leadership before the White Line, we'll see. Because it's going to be a tough fight as it is. Oh, and Balthasar just goes in. He just goes for it. And he is dying quickly in a fight against Surtha Ek. He's back for revenge. It's like, remember me, chump? Warhammer 1 rides again. Get him, Surtha. Like the horses are like biting him or something because there's no other action. There goes Balthasar, fleeing into the sky with only the Reichsguard left on the battlefield. Surtha's biting horses. Going for a final glory charge. Well, it was a heavy-hitting charge from those Reichsguard, but they're not going to survive. Look at that. Surtha Ek, the man, the myth, the legend, the Marauder chieftain who doesn't know what it means to have too many chariots or trolls, wins the day. Epic? Yes. Yes, it is. Really appreciate this being sent in, and I really appreciate all the players who played. This was entertaining. I had a lot of fun with this one. Those rocket barrages were beautiful. And then, you know, having Balthasar is always a lot of fun. You can't not have fun when Balthasar is around. The Fallen one, though, taking this one home in the end. Close game. Close game. He did it. The chariot build brought it home. And those Famir warriors, a nice pick with the terror and the fact that you're going to be roaming around with all these chariots and horsemen, a very tanky unit that can cause a lot of damage, armor-piercing damage, fear, terror, and then the Shaman Sorcerer picking up 114 kills too off of a couple of very nice Burning Head attacks. So also really enjoyed that one. Let's check out High Circuit here with the Skaven. Poor Skaven. We feel for you. It's tough. But since Surtha Ek caused a rage quit from General Phoenix, I don't know if it was a rage quit, he might have just given in. I'm just saying rage quit because it's fun here. He may not have actually rage quit. So General Phoenix, I'm not giving you a hard time, man. It's okay. I'm just saying that because we all used to get so mad playing against the chariot stuff from Norska. So if you did, we're saying we understand. We get it. Anyway, there goes High Circuit. Managed to come in third place. Just poor Skaven took an absolute throttling. The only kills he really racked up were on the Plague Claw Catapult. And then General Phoenix taking the full wrath of 2 rocket batteries and the Marauder Chariots of the North. Ouch. Not a place where the Wood Elves want to be living without Azrae Spear and Wildwood Rangers. GG, everyone. Thank you for submitting it, Fallen One. I do hope you all enjoyed it. I want to see you back in more battles, so hit that subscribe button, click the bell, make sure you're notified and you're here for the next awesome battle. You never know what we'll find. Here, we got to ride on the throwback train. Also, I have an amazing Archaon, the Ever-Chosen campaign going right now, which is a thematic Chaos campaign. Make sure you go watch that and come back for some more of that. If you enjoyed the video, click like. If you're one of those people that has some PTSD because of Surtha Ek, it's okay. I understand if you click the dislike button. Air understands. Air remembers. Anyway, I'll see you all next time.